up? I just wanted to hop on really quick and share some stuff with y'all. I'm Yanetta Spring, the groundbreaking therapist, and my practice, the town that I live in is actually Clarksville, Tennessee, and we were hit by a major tornado, which is now like considered like a national disaster this past weekend, and there's been a lot of devastation. A lot of people have lost everything, including family members and their lives. And I wanted to share something with everyone who has been impacted, whether it be you are connected personally, or whether it be vicariously, or just by watching the media or seeing like the neighborhoods and stuff, or hearing the stories. That is just very imperative that you take care of yourself and take care of each other during this time. When we experience something like this, something catastrophic, something that is unpredictable, an acute stressor, a disaster like this, it has the potential to continue to develop into something that could be considered like post-traumatic stress. But in the early phases of experiencing something like this, it's really important to do a few things. So I wanted to share it with you. And the first thing is to check in and take care of yourself. And I know this may seem odd to do, especially during something like this, because when disaster happens, we naturally as humans want to gravitate to support each other and to jump in and help, and that is wonderful, and I encourage us to continue to do that and to do so. But I want people to know that you can care for others and care for yourself simultaneously. It's not an either or, it's an and in both. So as you are looking out for others and attending to others and wanting to be supportive and helpful for others in your community, it's important to take care of yourself. And one way that you can care for yourself is to ask yourself, when is the last time I ate? Right? Making sure that you eat, making sure that you are staying hydrated, and if at all possible, making sure that you're checking in with yourself to see if you're tired or you're resting, because stress needs to process through our bodies, and one of the quickest and easiest ways for our bodies to release and process stressful encounters or events is through rest. So when we rest, we have our REM sleep, and we have, I'm an EMDR therapist, so we talk a lot about that bilateral stimulation that happens in our sleep, and that's when our brain is able to kind of take out the trash. It's able to process and release what has happened and hold on to what is going to be beneficial and helpful for your survival. So helping you to process the fact that you experienced something that felt like it was death, like possibly that I'm not going to make it, or we're going to die, or possibly experiencing something where someone did not make it, and being able to ground yourself in the fact that I survived and I made it is very important, because it can be very confusing for the brain. So being able to get as much rest as possible, and being able to check in with yourself to see if there is something that you need. So when we have these major crises and trauma, we get this boost of adrenaline, we get like a big rush of energy, and we want to do something, and that's great. I encourage you to get out and do something and support each other, but also know that usually that boost of energy and that adrenaline is not something that is going to last for a prolonged period of time. So it's being able to gauge and monitor what's coming up for you, because knowing that we want to be of service, but we also want to we want to practice sustainable service. So sustainable service is not going as hard as you can until you conk out. It's really being able to gauge and monitor, and also schedule service, right? So it is okay for you to look at your calendar and to see maybe what holes or what gaps you have, or what you can rearrange or adjust, and make plans to schedule times to be of service. If at all possible, that is okay to do that. So when we experience things like this, sometimes we can feel like an enormous amount of just compassion and a lot of guilt, sometimes for not showing up, or sometimes there is that survivor's remorse, when you recognize that, hey, I didn't experience this tragedy, or this, this experience the way somebody else I know experienced it. And there could be a lot of guilt and remorse that can come as a result of that. Just know that all of that is natural and normal, and that's our way of processing events. But ultimately, I wanted to hop on just to send light and love and support for the Clarksville community and for everyone who has been impacted by this devastation. And I just wanted to encourage y'all that while we are boots on the ground and out here helping and supporting and being of service, that we don't forget to be of service to ourselves in this process, and to be of service to each other, to check in on your brother and your sister and your friend and asking them, not necessarily what you need, because when you've experienced it, sometimes you don't even know what you need. But if you feel the need to show up, or, being able to present people with, this is what I can do for you, right? I can bring dinner, is that okay? Or I can come and help clean up, is that all right? Or just showing up, and letting people know how you could be of service to them. So being able to check in with others, but also check in with yourself, y'all, because the adrenaline of this experience is not going to last forever. And the aftermath of this won't be resolved, overnight, even though what happened like in an instant. The recovery, may take a while. So giving yourself space and grace to be able to navigate this in the best way you can, seeking help and support from a therapist or a friend or colleague, or being able to talk through it is important. I always say talk through it and walk through it. So if you could talk through what happened to you and incorporate some type of movement and bilateral stimulation, whether it be I'm just talking and I'm tapping while I'm talking, or I'm walking and talking, all of that can work wonders in helping your brain to fully wrap around what happened and process and conceptualize everything, and ultimately to remind yourself that you are here, that you are safe, that you survived, that you made it, and that you are okay now. I think that's really important to really understand and to resonate with after you've experienced something like this. So that's what I have for y'all. Again, I'm Yonetta Spring, the groundbreaking therapist. Continue to take care of yourself and each other. All right, bye.